Hi guys, so in this lecture we'll create customer microservice. So for this we'll create a module inside our parent project, which is my Java blocks microservices. So create new module. We'll just create a customer module. So you have to select new module here instead of Spring Initializer. So after selecting, just give this module a name, customer. Then it will use SDK 19 and its parent is my Java blocks microservices, and leave other details as they are. And I'm just creating a sub module inside our parent project. So this customer is created inside our parent project now with all these default details. So if you see pom.xml, its parent is my Java blocks microservices. So my Java blocks microservices is a parent of this particular project, and its artifact ID is customer, and it has some default properties in its POM. So if you see customer uh, Maven structure in dependencies, you'll see Lombok and test dependency by default uh, added in this project. So these dependencies are basically coming from our parent project, my Java blocks microservices. So if you open parent POM, we have defined dependencies tag over here, in which we have mentioned Lombok and test dependencies. So these dependencies are coming from parent project basically. So now we want some additional dependencies to be added in customer. So we'll just uh, add dependencies tag. Inside dependencies we'll create dependency. So we'll need Spring Boot web dependency for uh, creating RESTful APIs. This will come from Spring Framework.boot, and we don't need to mention a version, as we have already defined the version in parent POM in Spring Boot dependency. So it will automatically refer to this particular version inside dependency management. Then we would need JPA dependency, Spring Boot data JPA. So we are connecting to Postgres database, so we would need this dependency. Again, we don't need to mention the version. Then we would need one more dependency to connect to Postgres database. So this is the dependency which is for Postgres. Yeah, so that's it for the dependencies part of customer project, and we'll start actually creating the project. uh, we'll develop this service along with this particular section. So we would need to create Spring Boot. Yeah, I think those dependencies are not yet imported. Let me just check. Yeah, we have the dependencies, but we don't see the version in it. So we are getting this unknown dependencies error over here. It's because in parent POM, where we have defined this Spring Boot dependencies in dependency management, there we have to mention uh, scope. So scope is basically import scope, and type is POM. So after this we need to refresh it, and now you can see the error is gone. So now if you see, after adding these dependencies in our customer POM, we can see these dependencies are imported into our project, and these two dependencies, Lombok and Spring Boot test. These are uh, by default coming from our parent pawn. So now we are ready to go ahead and start developing our application. So that's it for now. See you in next lecture.